Coming up right now, a man trying to lose 5 pounds by eating spoonfuls of sugar and drinking 5 sodas a day. We're going to find out how that's going for him.
Sounds like that was me when I was 5. Also coming up, dating apps have gotten so bad that speed dating is in again.
A little later on, we'll be having more fun you don't want to miss out on. Guess what?
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
Hi, Mitch English. So glad to have you here, ready to work our way through our Wednesday midweek.
It's a workout Wednesday, isn't it?
More than you realize. We're talking about, speaking of one workout challenge,
yes.
I wonder how this guy's doing it here. We got an opportunity to go check out Ghostbusters, the latest one last week.
Now, you and I are split on this.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
I was like, it was all right.
Yeah.
I felt like it was more like a kid's movie, more than like kind of Stranger Things feel, which it was a great movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It just didn't really turn me on.
I think because I went in with low expectations, maybe I was pleasantly surprised.
And I know I went in with high expectations because I love Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray together. And you seen any movies lately there, Maddie?
You know one of my favorite actors?
What's that? Yes, who's that?
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage, yes.
And he has a new movie out called The Retirement Plan.
No, he doesn't. Does he
When
really?
Ashley and her young daughter Sarah get caught up in criminal enterprise, they put their lives at risk. She turns to her estranged father, Matt. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Great.
Currently living the life of a retired beach bum in the Cayman Islands.
Here's the thing.
Brought to you by Nicolas Cage.
If Nicolas Cage acts like he acts in every other movie,
Yeah.
I'll watch this.
Yeah.
Because
It's Nicolas
I'm never
Cage.
saying, and again, I don't have anything against Nicolas Cage. I don't think he's the best actor in the world, but I love his movies.
But he's got a niche, right?
That's the word, yeah.
We talked a little bit about James Bond and the new potential new James Bond guy, Austin Ashley Johnson. Anyway, Christopher
Mary
Nolan.
Kate and Cashley.
Yes, that's
Baba
it.
Booey?
Yeah.
Baba Booey. Christopher Nolan may direct the next James Bond.
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't that
That'd
be
be nice.
fantastic?
Yeah, a bit different edge to it.
Yes.
Okay.
But now he got his
I'm on board.
Oscar, so he
Yeah.
can just move on to doing these now.
Yes, and he wants to do like an old school, like 1960s Casino Royale style of James Bond.
Yeah, so you already sold me on it. Yeah. I mean, Christopher Nolan, everything he does, I'm like, all right,
Amazing.
cool. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. Some movies there. All right, there's this fitness coach. He's on a challenge right now. He says he's going to eat sugar or some form of it every meal until he drops 5 pounds. He's a fitness expert and he's turned his attention to sugar to prove that the sweet substance shouldn't be demonized. Experts warn that too much sugar can raise the risk for many health-related issues. The current guidelines for Americans when it comes to sugar calories is less than 10% a day. Now, for example, if you're following a 2,000 calorie diet, that's equal to about 200 calories, or about 12 teaspoons of sugar. Coach says that he is well beyond those numbers, and he claims that after eating 9 spoonfuls of sugar and drinking 5 cans of Coke, he's already shed nearly a half a pound. But we should mention, he does do intense workouts and eats a mostly healthy, high-fiber diet. And I think the realm of what he's trying to say is that it's you could still have these things, but you realize if you do, you're going to have to work out, but also have maybe, keeping things balanced as well if he says he's taking that high fiber.
I've heard some health experts say eating sugar is actually worse than getting too much sun.
Oh,
now,
wow.
I don't know, or that...
My
that,
wife told you that.
Yeah, probably.
I'm certain. I'm 100% positive. That's your expert. She's a doctor of
Your
nutrition.
broccoli, Mitch.
that it's worse
love
than
broccoli.
that eating sugar will age you faster than
Yeah.
if you're sitting out in the sun. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But I guess because it can affect, the internal organs and your insides, and that could age you.
And not only does it do that, if your internal organs, as you mentioned, if you're not feeling well, it takes everything else down. And that is it, and her argument is like, is it worth it? You get the sugar high for a little bit, but you're drowsy for the rest of the day, and then you keep doing it to eventually your insides, you're going to get sick. And you're not going to have that energy as well.
So if you're thinking about anti-aging, maybe sugar could be one of the things you take out of your diet. Well, speed dating is not new, but like flared jeans and silver jewelry, they are back from the 2000s. Many looking for love say the resurgence of speed dating is a direct result of the dissatisfaction with dating apps right now. Popular digital dating options can take more work and yield fewer matches than they used to. Speed dating comes with its own challenges, like talking to strangers, but for people craving more in-person connections, the risk, they say, can be worth it. Some say they go to speed dating events and come home with new friends, even if it's not a love connection.
When I was dating after I got divorced, I thought it was the interesting concept because you're really, you're doing quick interviews with everybody.
Yeah.
But you know that you got to work on your elevator pitch altogether. And it was interesting though, like you had just said when you started off, is that everybody went to the dating apps because then they can look or whatever. But it's really that one-on-one, face-to-face that's really going to let you know more about a person than maybe you'd find on an app.
I think people are starving for human connection
that's another
because
thing too,
so many people are spending hours on a keyboard in front of a screen, so they're lacking that human conversation, that one-on-one experience. So this could be even better for some people than the dating apps.
All right, we'll see. I would love to watch one of those.
Yes.
I mean, no sense me getting into now, but it would be interesting to see because you really have to work on, by the way, every motivation person, you should always have your elevator pitch ready. Because you don't know who you're going to be, even like business. You should say, who are you? If I ask you, tell me about yourself, that you're able to give me a nice, well, I'm yada, 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 and I do this, and yada, yada, instead of, I like TV, and that kind of stuff.
Like, what do you want to know?
Why? What did you hear? That's what I'd say.
I mean, I met my wife on an app, and, our elevator pitch was, I like wrestling in space.
It was just that. Wow, yeah,
that was pretty much it.
That was your pitch or hers?
That was pretty much my pitch on the app was I like wrestling in space. And she was like, all right, let's go on a date.
Let's try him. Okay. Jennifer Lopez has canceled the final 7 dates of her upcoming tour without explanation. Fans noticed that Ticketmaster added cancellation notices to her shows in Nashville, Raleigh, Atlanta, Tampa, and New Orleans. Additional shows in Cleveland and Houston were also erased from the company's website. A message on Ticketmaster's site blamed the event organizer for the cancellation. No other details were given aside from refund information. The 54-year-old Lopez has yet to address the news. The tour update comes after the singer's new album failed to peak on the Billboard 200 chart last month. In addition to the album, J-Lo released a movie called This Is Me Now, a love story, and a documentary called The Greatest Love Story Never Told. This Is Me Now is Lopez's first studio album in more than a decade.
Tom Cruise, he'd never even seen it. We've never seen these things. Nobody. What are these things?
What the movies?
What are the movies?
I see them pop up. I'll see them. I'm like, I have zero interest in it. I love Jennifer Lopez. I think she's great, but I just don't want to why. It seems like it was very self-aggrandizing somewhat. I mean, just by the titles, and that's what drew. Like, I really.
This Is Me Now, and I think it's tough for a celebrity like Jennifer Lopez, who's been in the spotlight for so many years. It seems as though we know everything about her, which I'm sure we don't. But I think you reach a certain saturation point when it comes to pop culture and people's interests.
Is Ben Affleck more popular than her now?
I think right now, yes. I think after the Super Bowl commercials.
He's got the Dunkin' thing, and he's got all the stuff with Matt Damon. Maybe he's a little more popular than her this time around.
I can see that.
I'm certain that has something to do with it. And, and she might be leaning on that base too, they're going to be able to see that. Well, speaking of fans and former employees of the very last Hooters to close its doors gathered outside the restaurant in West Virginia, all for a candlelight vigil. The Hooters Eatery closed during the pandemic back in March of 2020 and actually never reopened. The building is now being demolished to make way for a gas station. Organizers said the vigil started out as a joke, actually, between some friends, but it took off on social media and a crowd formed, a huge one, including some former staff members, paid tribute to the restaurant. Famous, I think just for their hot wings, wasn't it?
Well, I think there was a waitress element.
Oh, that too. One of the organizers said that Hooters even sent about the event, sent a box of calendars as well. God bless you. I knew Matt's all upset. The get-together actually ended up being more than just a tribute to the restaurant, but it also helped raise money for a local family in need, which I like even more.
Yeah. Matt, did you coordinate that whole vigil?
Have I ever been to a vigil? Been there a few times, and the wings aren't great.
But the atmosphere is friendly.
The experience.
I don't think it's around anymore. But there was a Hooters right here.
It was right down here on 436. It was right by where I lived in my apartment.
And you probably know this story. I went there one time. My hand to the heavens. A guy served me, and I'm like, okay, well, this guy's just bringing me water. That was our waiter, was this guy in a T-shirt. And I'm like, oh, that's not why I came here.
No, you came there for the thing on the zip line and the hula hoops and the things and the, you know, John Daly's got an apartment at one in Atlanta. It's great.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. No, he's got an apartment in a Hooters in Atlanta. The golfer, John Daly.
God bless John Daly there.
Right? Exactly.
We would love for you to check out our website. It's always rocking and rolling for you. You can go to dailyflashshow.com. Anything that we've been talking about here on the show, you can check it out there as well. Again, check it out.
Exclusive stuff on our social too, Mitch. You got to remember that. Go to our socials.
Yeah, go to our socials.
Dailyflash.tv on Instagram. We do a lot of live stuff.
I'll want you better than that. You can go to Daily Flash TV, Daily Flash Show. See those little icons over on the side?
Yes.
You just click them. It'll take you right there to social media. How about that? Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. You know, most people actually want to eat healthier, but they don't want to feel deprived. And no one wants, that I know, actually likes the word diet altogether. So our next guest, Khera, is actually a national board certified health and wellness coach, as well as a culinary nutritionist. She says actually changing your mindset around food is actually the most important step in making better food choices. Thank you so much, Karuna, for joining us for today. You said that a mindset is very key to actually making positive changes around the food. Give us more details on this.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having
Certainly.
me here. Yes, the mindset is a powerful thing to make any kind of changes that actually stick. Oftentimes, you know, we can make changes, but the biggest question is, why can't I stick with that change?
Yeah.
So, and that's where the mindset comes in. It's you know, it's looking at food as your friend and not fighting it, and also coming from a space of you know, gratitude, like feeling good that you are eating healthy because it's making you feel good and not feeling deprived. So really shifting our way that we look at the foods that we are eating, and really coming from a space of learning and curiosity that this food is making me feel good. I feel good after having this food. I have a lot of energy, and that helps. That mindset really helps.
I think also too, what most people, or at least for me, most people are like, wow, I've been sleeping really well lately because you know, and you realize it's because you've been eating well. People don't even realize it's helping you 24 hours a day. Makes sense. Now you say you have 4 easy tips that we can actually start doing right now and that actually are going to help us have that mindset. The first is, you say mindful eating practices. Like what?
Mindful eating practice is so important to help with that mindset shift. You know, we are always getting to the next thing. That's how our lifestyles have become. We always have something to get to, and we're always rushing and in between grabbing something to eat. So we are always on the rush. So we don't realize whether we're actually hungry or I've finished eating this, am I actually full, and just kind of helping yourself to identify those cues comes from mindful eating. And mindful eating is just sitting down and giving yourself 5 minutes to just have a snack, a meal, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, just kind of, you know, giving yourself a distraction-free space to eat your food.
That you're concentrating on, you know, you're not concentrating on the food or whatever, but you're in your time. This is the period where you eat. That makes sense to me. I think another thing is, you know, finding recipes that maybe you're going to cook and where your creativity comes from. But that's your next tip, is actually cook at home more often. And I can understand that way. But what does it bring on the outset of that by bringing it, cooking at home?
Well, I always say when you start cooking at home, you know, one thing that puts on weight is your wallet.
Right.
Right? You start saving a lot of money because it is expensive. A family of 4 eating out, you know, it gets expensive. And not to mention all the other additives that come with eating out. Now, again, the argument could be that, you know, everybody needs the break. We don't have enough time to cook at home. So again, like any other skills that we help in developing, what we want to do is just start to practice and give yourself some time to cook at home. So it could be just cooking a family meal together on a weekend, or picking a day in the week and saying, you know, this week on a Friday, I'm going to make a meal for myself at home. So it's not about cooking every day at home if there's no time, but it is at least setting that intention that out of a 5-day work week, maybe I can take out time 1 or 2 days in the evenings to cook something at home. And the more we start practicing that, the better it'll get over a period of time.
And it's fun. It's actually, and then you're spending time with family too. So you think about that. There's a lot of benefits, exponential that can come out of all of that. Staying hydrated, your next step. I think this sometimes goes without saying, but how much water are we supposed to be drinking?
There is no magic number. I always tell everybody there is no magic number. There are guidelines to have, certain amount of water every day. But I always encourage everybody to start from where they are. So, if I'm not drinking any water at all, for me, even having 2 glasses of water in a day is a big win. So the first step to stay hydrated is to see and observe how much water we are actually drinking. And once we get to know that, and again, that's that mindset, that we are trying to inculcate and be intentional about our consumption of water, then we start upping our limit from there. And it's all about how much I can handle in a day. A lot of them don't tend to consume a lot of water towards the night because then you're awake and doing runs to the restroom at night, right? So it is your comfort spot of how much water you can handle, how much hydration you can handle. But the key is to stay hydrated. And one tip I do want to add here, a lot of them, it's funny when we talk about staying hydrated, it's also a preference. Some of us like to sip water through a straw, a bottle, a glass. So it's also again finding out, what is a best way that I actually enjoy drinking water.
No, it's funny you say that because I realize this myself. I like a wide mouth glass. I don't like sipping on a straw. I don't like going through the whatever. I find myself drinking more that way. But it's funny you say that because I discovered that just basically recently. So neat. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Your final tip, it makes a lot of sense. We only have about 30 seconds left, but plan and prep. Explain obviously how much prepping should we do?
The prepping all depends on how much we want to prep.
Okay.
Again, and how much we can, given our schedules, our time, and just giving our lifestyle. So, if we really shoot really high and look at, there's just so much information out there, so we kind of feel overwhelmed. So just start small, start slow, pick one day, and then just plan your meals and prep them.
I love that. And your planning shouldn't be, I'm going to go to McDonald's on this day and then Burger King. Don't make that part of your plan. Make healthy eating.
Not at all, yes.
Very good.
Cooking at home and healthy
yes,
eating.
Yes, cook at home for
plan.
sure. If you want more information, check out nourishhealthyhabits.com. Thank you so much for joining us. More Daily Flash coming up right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Here's Fabian Marcano with this week's The Beat.
Well, a new rising star today. North West, oldest daughter of Kanye and Kim Kardashian, has announced she is following her father's footsteps in the music industry with her debut album. That's right, you heard me right. She is only 10 years old, but her parents, being two of the most famous celebrities in the world, it's hard to stay away from the fame. North formed part of her dad's Vultures album in the song Talking, featuring Ty Dolla $ign, which debuted at number 30 on the Hot 100 with 12 million US streams in just the first week. This makes her the youngest artist to ever appear on the chart. For many of us, regular people, that would be a huge first step at such a young age, but I can tell she wasn't afraid of the moment. North made revelation of her debut album during Vulture's listening party in Phoenix when she hit the stage with Ye. North revealed she's working on her debut album, Elementary School Dropout. You won't believe it. Paying homage to her father's acclaimed 2004 album, College Dropout, one that I love, one that many do love. North's younger siblings, Chicago and Psalm, also joined her on the Footprint Center stage in an adorable moment as they held hands and danced together to her Vultures song. It's likely that Ye will be heavily involved with the creative process for ESD. I wish my dad would put me on his album, but can't wait to hear how this project turns out. In honor of Justin Bieber's 30th birthday this month, the pop star had a new wax figure in his likeness unveiled by Madame Tussauds. That's right, the life-size Bieber statue, which is now on display at the museums of Hollywood's location, includes several real-life details to match the musician, like his neck tattoos and the same puffer jacket and outfit he wore in his 2021 music video for Peaches. Very likely and very nicely done, as you can see. Also slightly creepy though, how real it looks. It looks very real. You gotta look at that picture. In other news, Lil Wayne is set to join Drake on his It's All a Blur tour. And for all of us, I think it's very exciting to hear about that, since Live Nation has officially confirmed that Lil Wayne will be gracing the stage alongside of Drake and Lil Durk at 6 select venues across the United States. Fans from coast to coast are buzzing with anticipation all over social media, and ticket sales have only skyrocketed. Some of the tour dates and destinations include Sunrise, Florida. They also have Belmont Park, New York in March 29th, State College Penn in Pennsylvania, March 31st, Newark, New Jersey, April 4th. So mark your calendars, grab your crew, and secure those tickets, because the It's All a Blur tour is about to redefine hip-hop touring. I'm telling you right here on The Beat. Of course, Wayne joining the tour is big news, but imagine working on Drake's tour as the dog. I literally mean working in a costume for hours as a dog. But hey, I guess at least you get to fly on air Drake. It's pretty impressive. You gotta look at the picture to be able to notice how hot it's probably been inside that costume for hours of acting like a dog. And I don't know how Drake takes it, but it must be an amazing thing to have some person that'll lay down for you literally on a stage for hours. And the rumors are no more. We have all been asking for it, and now it is finally official. Future and Metro Boomin are dropping not one, but 2 collab albums. Metro and Future's both albums debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 200 charts, making the rapper the first artist to release 2 chart-topping albums in consecutive weeks. However, this is also the longest time since Future has gone without dropping a project in his career, so this should be interesting. Also new in the world, Canadian singer and producer Party Next Door teased his forthcoming album Party Next Door 4 on Instagram, sharing a series of photos including him holding up 4 fingers with the caption being the number 4. There's a mysterious aura surrounding Party Next Door, as he's rarely spotted out, nor is he super active on social media. P&D, he revealed that his relationships are the main reason why there's such a huge gap between his releases. In a recent interview, he said he gets into relationships and then the music becomes second, and also mentioned he is taking a break from these dating relationships and focusing on his music projects. It's also been 3 years since Party's last project, Party Mobile, which featured Drake and Bad Bunny, so you best believe he surprised fans when he released his single Resentment not too long ago. According to writer Hernan Memo, P&D's upcoming single, Real Woman, allows the Jamaican singer to lay his vocals over bright, twinkling synths, trap hi-hats, and a backing choir. As of right now, all we know is that P&D 4 is officially on the way. There's no official release date yet, there's no track list or even feature teases, but safe to say, Drake is definitely going to be a part of it. And with Party active again, I suspect more details will come further, so keep on following us. That is The Beat with me, Fabian Marcano. Don't forget, you can catch me on Daily Flash Latino. Check out dailyflashlatino.com and find your local listings and times. Thank you guys for listening.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
We're so glad to have you here, and we want to say a big happy birthday this year to the infomercial.
Oh, really?
How old do you think the infomercial is? You want to take a guess?
It's 15 years?
15, you say? 15, says Matt.
I'll say 50.
50.
50.
75 years old.
Whoa.
The first infomercial was for, and this was interesting too, because I have one of these. It was for the Vitamix blender. Okay.
Oh,
Really?
I have a
They've been
Vitamix.
making those for 75 plus years?
They did it at a TV station back in 1949. It was a 30-minute program talking. Boy, you imagine that, talking for a half hour about blenders for 30 minutes.
Good salesperson.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So if you know an infomercial, just stop and say happy birthday to him today. Give him a little, hey, we appreciate you.
That's
being
sweet.
One of the
75.
dumb things I do, and
Well, hold on. Let me get my list
I gotta
together.
set myself up for that. I will sit there and go through those like things where they're trying to sell me knives or different coins on like QVC8 or HSN4. Like I will watch those for a good half an hour and go.
You
"Do I
get
need
sucked
that?"
in?
Yeah, I get
you
sucked
do,
in. I don't
really?
buy them, but I watch.
Why though?
I'm very fascinated by the pitchman.
I-
And he's like, look at this knife. This knife is
See, I'm the other direction.
whatever.
If you ever have a chance to come to Orlando, just turn on any station and you'll
Yeah.
see Appliance Direct.
Yes.
This guy
Yes.
is the
Appliance
worst.
Direct.
And there's no music.
One eye.
And-
Got one
It's the crazy. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
And I have
100%.
sat and watched that show.
Yeah.
I don't know what
And he's got the
doing.
lady with the neck, the knee
Yes!
brace. She's got a knee brace.
Oh, I haven't seen this yet.
Oh yeah, she got a knee brace at 2 in the morning.
At 2 a.m. Okay.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
They'll run on different stations, and I will sit there and watch that thing all that, and then
Wow.
and they never explain why she's wearing the knee.
No, she has no
One
idea.
time she had a neck brace on. I mean,
Yeah.
No, I'm dead
Well,
serious.
maybe
got
she's
an eye patch?
lifting
I think
heavy
so.
appliances, and she.
That's
We
how you
had
say
we
it.
had Family Automart. We had some great ones.
Yeah,
down
we
here.
got some good ones. All right. A little sad news to report. Japan's Naked Man Festival
Oh.
is no more. Sorry, Matt. The annual event, commonly known as the Naked Man Festival, came to an end after nearly 1,000 years because of a decline in population. The festival involved hundreds of loincloth-clad men who gathered at a temple to wrestle for ownership of a bag blessed by the priest of a local temple, which actually is SmackDown, wasn't it? I mean, that's the
it
same
looks
plot
like a
as
wrestling
SmackDown.
event. Looks like the last WWE thing I went to.
So, but 1,000 years this thing went around.
WrestleMania 69 over
It
there.
looked like your receptions, but it looked like more.
Is that
after.
what John Cena was wearing at the Oscars?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
that's what it
The
was.
exactly.
sacred bag?
Maybe that's what he was doing. Okay.
Well, speed dating isn't new, but like flare jeans and silver jewelry trends from the early 2000s are making a comeback. Many looking for love say the resurgence of speed dating is a direct result of the dissatisfaction with popular dating apps. Popular digital dating options can take more work and yield fewer matches than they used to.
Sorry for that
Speed dating comes with its own challenges, like talking to strangers, but for people craving more in-person connections, the risk, they say, can be worth it. Some say they go to speed dating events and come home with new friends, even if there is not a love connection.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the difference between the apps, you're going to put the absolute best picture of yourself on that app, right?
100%.
You know, you're going to look at the ones. If you're a guy, you're
Yes.
going to be holding a fish with no shirt on, right? But you can't do that at these speed
From
dating
20
events.
years ago?
Here's how it's going to go these days.
Yes.
You got two?
Sure. Yeah, all right. I think I just watched Brokeback Mountain. What just happened?
Something happened. I'm not quite,
What was
I'm
that?
not quite
I
clear.
think I saw like blossoming love there.
Yeah, maybe.
Tom
You
Cruise
never
and Burt Reynolds, man.
I was waiting to hear Tom Cruise say, "Go, go, 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 now!" Is that what he always says in his movies? He always,
I mean, he was just running.
screams to
It's
go,
just
go,
him
go.
running the entire time.
What else are we supposed to do in the movies but go?
100%, indeed.
I like it because I think that in this day and age, there's so few personal connections that this seems like it makes sense. And I think people are
You're right.
craving that right now.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and the truthfulness actually comes out when you're face to face with somebody
Yes.
more than it would on
Yeah.
an app.
Mitch, we met our wives on apps.
I was ordering an app. She worked at Hooters, and I ordered it. I know you get that story messed up every time.
Right.
Okay.
It's easy
I
to
was
get
there.
that confused.
By the way, I'm going to be after she hears this.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to stay at your house. She was not a Hooter girl. All right, we have more flash.
Are you putting off filing your taxes, not sure where to start? With the tax deadline quickly approaching, we're all feeling the pressure to get it done. Here's some help to get you motivated.
If you're one of the many tax filers out there delaying filing because it's just too overwhelming for you, you're not alone. We caught up with CPA and tax expert with TurboTax, Lisa Green-Lewis, for some incentive to help you get out of the procrastination station. For starters, she says, get organized.
So gather documents that report your income, like W-2s and 1099s, and then especially don't forget receipts and forms that report deductible items like charitable contributions or your home mortgage interest. You want to e-file with direct deposit. That's the fastest way to get your refund from the IRS, and the average refund was over $3,000, so you want to get your taxes done as fast as possible, and the IRS states that they will issue most refunds within 21 days or less. Be aware of the most missed deductions and credits. For instance, the Earned Income Tax Credit. That's a credit of $7,430 for a family with 3 kids, but the IRS states that 1 out of 5 qualified families miss that credit. And then there's the other dependent credit. Many people don't know, even if you support your boyfriend or girlfriend, you may be eligible for that credit. And then student loan interest, that's another one I want to bring up because student loan payments were paused for a couple of years due to COVID, but now you may have student loan interest that you paid, so make sure you deduct that. People may have been possibly delaying because they're hearing about a change in the child tax credit, but there's no reason to delay filing. The IRS commissioner states that if the child tax credit is changed, that they will adjust impacted tax returns and provide additional credits if people are eligible. So there's no reason to delay filing.
Green Lewis says you can now also enlist the help of a real-life TurboTax expert, and it can be more beneficial than you even realize.
TurboTax full-service experts can do your taxes from start to finish and take your taxes off your plate so you can go on and do something else. And then, they specialize in your unique situation and they will prepare, sign, and file your return, but they won't do that until they're 100% confident that it's accurate and that you're getting the best outcome.
Even more incentive, just scan the QR code on your screen. You can get $100 back instantly at filing when an Intuit TurboTax expert does your taxes with TurboTax Full Service. To be eligible for this offer, you must file using Full Service by March 31st. Sounds like a good deal to us. For more info, head to turbotax.com.
Yeah.
Mitch, you need to turn around.
Turn around. Solar eclipse of the heart. It's coming your way April 8th. Guess what? Parts of the United States are actually going to be able to check it out. But before you grab those special glasses and hit the road, here's what you're going to need to know.
Looking for the perfect place to experience the upcoming solar eclipse? Put Rochester, New York on your list. Here with more is Hillary Olson, President and CEO of the Rochester Museum and Science Center.
Rochester is one of the largest cities in the path of totality for the upcoming solar eclipse. Visitors will enjoy 3 minutes and 38 seconds of totality, a full minute longer than the eclipse in 2017. With close proximity to major cities like New York City, Philadelphia, and Boston, it is the perfect location to celebrate this incredible celestial event.
Rochester has spent 7 years planning for the upcoming eclipse. With what events to expect, here's Deborah Ross from the Rochester Eclipse Task Force.
As community organizers in Rochester like to say, everyone under the sun has been preparing for this event. There will be celebrations throughout Eclipse weekend, so visitors will find no shortage of things to do. We have more than 24 events, prime viewing locations, and of course, Eclipse-themed food and drinks.
Learn more at visitrochester.com.
What a perfect place to check that out. Check us out right after this. Don't worry.
In Daily Flash, in today's Furry Friends, we want to highlight an amazing rescue that is giving felines a home and putting smiles on the faces of families everywhere. Joining us to talk about pet adoption and what you should know when you're adding a new member to the family is President and founder of Feline Furcrew Rescue Incorporated, Lauren Gallant. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you.
So I'm holding...
You have Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
She is approximately 5 years old. She's been with the rescue as our longest resident. She's been there approximately a year. She is looking for her forever home. She's an absolute doll.
I can see that. I'm holding. And who do you have there?
We've got Louie. He's approximately 7 months old, a little small for his age. He's also an absolute sweetheart. Loves to play, loves to snuggle, and he's also available for adoption.
So when you're considering adoption, I know when we got ours kind of on a whim, but like what should you consider when you're adopting a cat?
You definitely want to consider your lifestyle, what you're looking for in a cat. Perhaps you have an elderly family member or a smaller child, so maybe a tiny kitten is not the best fit for an elderly family member, or an adult cat that might not be super tolerant may not be the best fit for a small child still learning to interact with animals. You also want to consider your finances as vet care costs have increased. I also say you want to consider any emergency preparedness plans. As you know, we have hurricane season in the state of Florida, and other states can be prone to natural disasters as well. So you want to include those family members. And you want to give consideration to any current pets in the home, and consider the cat you're looking to adopt being good with your resident pet as well.
So are there certain breeds that you should research that are better for your house? Or, they always say the orange cat's crazy, or, this one and those don't mix. Like, is there something you should research before you get one?
It's not so much the breed as most rescues are mixed, but you should know the basic needs and quirks of the breed that you're looking into that's mixed. You definitely want to consider, again, your lifestyle, what's best for your household. Maybe you want a more vocal cat. Siamese are often very vocal. Maybe you want a more chilled cat that's more relaxed. And I definitely would recommend looking into that ahead of time for sure.
So what should you have in place before you go and adopt a cat? Because I know we kind of, like I say, we did ours on a whim, and we were just like, all right, let's pick up stuff at the pet shop on the way home. But what should you have in place?
I would definitely have your supplies ready, food dishes, litter box. Veterinarians recommend 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. You would want to have your toys, your bed, and I also recommend a space for them to acclimate to your home. I recommend a walk-in closet, a bathroom, a bedroom where they can't get under the bed.
I'll tell you that I've had to tear mine out of there a few times, just being like, come here, we got to go home, we got to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I honestly would start maybe a little savings because cats can get sick, without warning, and they hide illness very well.
So why did you start the Feline Curfew Rescue?
I have been in rescue myself for 6 years, either independently or with other rescues. And in January 2023, I decided to take the plunge and start my own. The reason being is I wanted to have even more resources at my disposal to help these cats. And I got into cat rescue because I love cats, and there's a huge need in the state of Florida. We are one of the most overpopulated states in the country for cats. And I wanted to help contribute to getting them great homes, TNVR, which is Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return. We do that on a very limited basis, and just wanted to be able to help these cats.
Awesome. Well, thank you. For more information, you can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. We'll have everything about where you can get these little kitties for the rescue. Andrea, I think I'm going home with one.
I think you might need to go home with both of them. All right, Matt, thank you. Daylight saving time can sure do a number on us. Not to mention we've lost an hour of our day, or at least it seems like that, which means it's never been more important to maximize your time. Here's lifestyle editor Joanne Butler with more.
Oh, hi, thanks for having me. This time of year, schedules are just more jam-packed than ever. Everything's frenetic, and you just, can't seem to find the time no matter what you do. And when that happens, often we are scrambling for lunch or miss it altogether, which is just not good. So something I am loving, actually, my whole office loves it, the new Knorr rice and pasta cups. Look at these. These are quick, easy to make, super delicious lunch meals, just so good. Plus, they're microwave ready in just 2.5 minutes or less. So talk about maximizing time in your day. No excuse not to have lunch with these. And they're made with 100% U.S. grown rice. They have 6 to 7 grams of protein per serving. And they come in 4 delicious flavors, 3 cheese mushroom risotto, garden tomato risotto, fajita rice, and chicken flavored fried rice. And they're great on their own, but you can also take them up a notch and just add some toppings like cheese, veggies, avocado, salsa. And now also look out for the pasta cups. They'll start rolling out in April, and they have 8 to 9 grams of protein per serving, and they come in teriyaki noodles, spicy Korean style barbecue, and pad thai, 3 yummy flavors. I can't wait to try them. And also I should tell you, these are all 100% real vegetables. Great for lunch, like I said, but of course, great easy dinner too. Even better, they're just $2.99 at Walmart or grocery store. So definitely check this out, Knorr. Now, next up are beauty routines. You want to find products that are multi-purpose and get as much done as possible for you, especially after the harsh winter has done a number on your hair. So enter the drugstore brand OGX. Now, this is their extra strength renewing plus argan oil of Morocco penetrated oil. Just ideal if you have really dry or textured hair. It's made with an extra hydrating blend of water-based silk proteins and cold-pressed Moroccan argan oil. It just makes hair instantly smoother and shinier with each drop, and really seals in the nutrients and just helps improve hair elasticity. You just put a few drops in your favorite conditioner for an extra shine, or just take it right out of the bottle, put it on the ends to add some luster and tame frizz. And you can use it every day too. Get it right at Target for $7.99. And next up, got to tell you about Maui Moisture. Now, this brand knows it's all about a healthy scalp, and they've just launched a whole line dedicated to it called Scalp Care. It's a clarifying shampoo, a conditioner, and a vera serum for curly and wavy hair, loaded with 100% aloe vera as a first ingredient and a super hydrating base. Plus it has apple cider vinegar, rosemary oil, packed with vitamins E and B. Smells amazing, by the way. And you can use them in combo to get rid of buildup and leave your hair refreshed and restored. Prevents up to 90% less curl breakage on your brush, which, you know, if you have curly or wavy hair, you can appreciate. Makes it 50 times softer if you use it every day. And then the serum, this is the magic here. You just massage that right into your scalp, root to end before you style. Curls just love this. It makes them 2 times stronger. Prevents dryness, controls frizz for 48 hours. This collection is just a steal. Again, right at Target here, $10.25 each. Now, other general things you can do, try to get to bed an hour earlier and catch up. It really does help. Also, plan ahead. Write down an agenda of things you need to get done for the next day. Also, do as much as you can the night before, like lay your clothes out so you don't wake up and think, oh, what am I going to wear today? Set the coffee pot so it's ready to go when you wake up. And best tip I can give you, don't be afraid to say no to friends and family. If they ask you to do something on the weekend, you just really don't feel like it, don't be afraid to say no. Take time for yourself. There you have it. Some tips to maximize more time in your day and do things for yourself.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to Daily Flash. So I had a weird experience that I had to share with you guys.
This is nuts.
We have a security system at our house, a Blink security system, and we've got a camera on our back door gate. Well, we recently planted some beautiful bougainvillea trees in the back along our fence line just to kind of spruce things up. They've gotten a lot of attention because a couple of them are what they call a tricolor bougainvillea tree. So it's got like pink.
That means 3 colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, pink, orange, and yellow. They're gorgeous, right? But you wouldn't think that anybody would go to the extent of digging it up and stealing it in the middle of the night. So as I normally do, we live in an area with a lot of wildlife. I looked at the security camera footage, and I think we've got a clip of it here.
Okay.
There is a neighbor walking away with my bougainvillea tree. Here we go.
There it is.
There it is. Clearly planned it.
Straight up took it, and they knew where the camera was.
Where
they're hiding
That's
it.
crazy, man. That is so crazy.
And I'm not sure what I'm assuming it's a woman, she had in her right hand, but clearly
that's totally a Karen. That's a Karen. That's a Karen if I've ever seen one in my life.
She dug it up. I couldn't believe it. We've got pictures, I think, of what, there's a hole in the ground now.
And the hole was actually well dug, too. I saw that, too.
Yes, yes.
So somebody had to bring a shovel to take it, right?
Clearly pre-planned. This was premeditated. I think we have the photos if we can show them here. If not, I'll just continue chatting about it. But normally I look at the security camera footage because we have a lot of wildlife in the neighborhood. And
could have been a bear. That could have been a bear. Was that a bear?
I thought it
was Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear took your tricolors.
I thought it was like maybe a wildlife, a bear, like with trees or limbs on it. But it's a.
Here's what you have to worry. Like, where are you going to do with that plant? Because if you drive by and see a tree, that's my plant. That's my tree.
Driving by, that's my plant.
Unbelievable. I'm still flabbergasted. 11:30 at night, this person stopped by and dug up the tree.
We're watching you. We got you. All right. Don't leave. Come back in 24 hours. Thank you. 23 hours. How about that? Y'all take care. And if you have her tree, bring it back.
Bring it back.
What's wrong with you?